Good morning. How are you today? Well, we got sun and we got warmth. It's just a terrific day. Yesterday we had one of these wild and crazy shows by Rudy Giuliani. I guess some time ago when we were talking about candidates, I said I had 4 C's that when I've been active in campaigns, I look for in a candidate, either to support them or analyze them. And number 1 is character. And the character is the base by which you can trust and rely on the content of their speech. The third part is the cash. How much justice can you afford? Your message has to be propelled out into the public space, and so that's not always so easy. And the last, which is an optional, is does a person have charisma? So I sort of analyzed Rudy's crazy day yesterday by these 4 things. Well, his character is the subject of kind of a trifecta of errors. 1, he was the guy who helped Cohen come forward by releasing information and agreeing to waive what conversation Cohen had with Trump, and that was the money for the girls, women, ladies. The second thing he did was his intervention in Ukraine, which resulted in the president being impeached. So that's 2 for 2. And the third one, in my opinion, was this affair that he had yesterday, in which his, whatever he put on, makeup or his glasses or whatever, it just sort of added to the ridicule. But I think we'd do better if we studied the content and we focused in on it. And the content of what he had to say was, I have all this evidence in these affidavits. Well, stop the music. How many affidavits are there? Let's say there was 1,000 affidavits for a nation involving more than 140 million votes. What is that? That's a drop in the bucket, assuming they were legit. And then if they were legit, why didn't they find their way into the courthouse, into the motions, found credible by judges? And they didn't. And lawyers withdrew from the cases rather than present these affidavits. And in the few cases they did, the affidavits were withdrawn. Well, what about this crazy story about the voting machines? Well, he claimed that it was programmed in such a way that the machine that came out of Venezuela and Hugo Chavez, who is now dead, somehow or other used it to fix his elections. Well, first of all, there is no connection to Venezuela. And second of all, the same machines were used in Utah where Trump won, and there was another state where he won. So they're programmed, to only work against Biden? So there's a whole series of these things, and the whole bunch of lawyers should be arrested for impersonating lawyers who appeared there. And most of the networks didn't cover it. Fox ran it door to door for an hour and 45 minutes. And the other thing that I've mentioned is cash, right? Well, apparently they don't have much money. They had it at the Republican headquarters. Everybody's pushed into a small room, which was warm, and Rudy was sweating like a pig. No offense meant to pigs. And he went on and on, but they couldn't really afford decent space, so they had to get the space that the party would give them. So it was a big nothing burger, really. And I think that that's reflected in the challenges across the country. So now we have the president directly leaning on Republican officials, getting them to change their mind in Georgia, in Michigan, and elsewhere. So this is all stumbling toward what would be a criminal case with a different attorney general. And the best Rudy can say is, well, I don't know what the FBI is doing. Well, since the FBI did sort of close in on some improper behavior when it involved the governor of Michigan, perhaps there really is nothing there. So on the one hand, we have this as an irritant, like, will this ever stop, right? But on the other hand, we have the sure and step-by-step move of Biden, inevitably toward the position where he will raise his hand and be our next president. And what he's done is what presidents normally do, which is kind of what is the issue of the day. And so each day it's a cabinet officer, or he's consulting, as he is, I believe, today, with the Speaker of the House and the Minority Leader to discuss how they go forward. Believe it or not, the Senate is out of session, so they couldn't do what they really need to do for America. So it's not as painful as it would be if we were on the flip side of this. And it is terrible that people are encouraging Trump to believe he has a chance, headed up by Rudy Giuliani, who hopes to get a pardon, no doubt. But that's where we stand, and we're going to have to endure. But I think by next Monday, the certifications are in from the various states, and the march is toward the inevitable replacement and ouster of the Orange Menace in the West Wing. So I hope you're having one of these intervening days, which are as beautiful as it is here in Virginia. Take care of yourself, be of good spirits, and I'll talk to you again tomorrow. Bye-bye.